Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Tokyo Reds. We're Liverpool fans based in the land of the rising sun, and welcome to the new set. This is probably where we're going to be doing movies from now on, so that's pretty cool. Today it is absolutely hammering it down, so it's quite good timing really, I guess. But there we go. So format's going to be changed a little bit. It's more of a discussion kind of thing nowadays, so pretty cool. Looking forward to it actually. First of all, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And also make sure to subscribe if you like the video today. Please check out all our social media, we're quite active on there. Tom's very active on there, on Facebook and Twitter, so yeah, check it out. All the information will be scrolling up and down the screen. There'll be something in the description below as well. So yeah, let's crack on then. So obviously, you know, again, if you're new to the channel and you hadn't guessed by the name of the channel, Tokyo Reds, we live in Japan. So one thing that's quite a popular activity to do in Japan is karaoke, and I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is not very good today because I was there till the early hours of this morning last night. So Tom, what do you think of karaoke? You a fan? Or?
In my young years, yeah, but now I need my bed. But yeah. I understand why people enjoy it. I can, and it's pretty cheap booze. It's nice to get a room as well. So yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, fair enough. Tom?
It's alright. I mean, it's like fun to do. When I first came here, like obviously we did that a lot, and I think the venue depends. Because I remember like we used to go to the Monster Bar, and that was a mad yard, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Like because you didn't have your own booth, you just had like I remember the maddest one. It was like me, you, those two old guys fighting, and that couple on a date.
Yeah.
And like the whole pub was like as big as this room. So it's pretty small. My room's pretty big, but but yeah, no, I don't mind it like occasionally, but I can't sing, and that's the thing. It's like I can't do something. I can't enjoy something I can't do. You know what I mean?
Fair
it's
enough,
like you know, it'd be like putting me out in a Premier League game or something like that. I probably couldn't do it. I probably wouldn't enjoy it. That'd be good, like once or twice.
Be alright 5 minutes like
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? That's what karaoke is. It's alright for that. Sure.
Yeah. I'm a big fan, as you both know. I quite enjoy it. I think to be honest, I think it's more of a stress relief. It's really good. If you had a bad day, nothing better than just going into a room and just like shouting down the microphone for a few hours. Only issue is it's quite expensive. Got no money left today, even though it's payday, but there we go. Anyway, so Tom, you have to choose your favourite. If you're going into karaoke, you're with a nice lady, for example, okay? And you've got to impress her with one song. Which one are you going to choose?
You're not going to lose any respect you have left to all the viewers.
Did that a long time ago.
I really love Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
That's my karaoke song. Honestly,
awesome.
I can't sing. Or E17 House of Love.
Nice.
Which can be found in Shibuya, by the way. Just putting that in.
Nice. But, it's a good choice.
Not romantic, but House of Love, you know. Bit
of 90s nostalgia there. Very nice. Pretty cool. John?
It's got to be Adele, isn't it?
Adele. Nice. Okay.
You know, no, I just remember that time where I sang it maybe about 7 or 8 times. Well, I don't remember it, but apparently it happened.
I heard about that.
Yeah, everyone else did, but
I wasn't even there. But
I don't know. I quite like The Passenger.
That's what, yeah.
I was going to say.
I've heard you sing that one quite a few times.
But the only problem is it goes on forever.
It's a long song. It is a long song. Yeah.
Or Let It Be as well. I like that song.
I remember actually talking about that Monster Bar. I remember when we were in there, we were singing the Beatles, and they were like, "Oh, what are your names?" And we were like, "Oh, Paul and John." And they were like, "Where are you from?" Well, you said Liverpool. They were like, "Whoa, my God, we got the Beatles in the pub." So that was pretty
if only they knew, right? They said it before we started singing, right?
Yeah. And then they, some of them left, I think, after that. But there we go. Anyway, so karaoke is fun. Lots of fun, depending on the person. what wasn't that fun was watching Liverpool against Watford. Obviously, everyone knows, finished 3-3. Yeah, disappointing really, wasn't it, to be honest? Good and bad, really. We'll obviously come to that. So, John, your thoughts?
It's like nothing's changed from last season.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It's like, I think my biggest criticism kind of with FSG, I'm not really going to blame Klopp as much, but with FSG is that there's no plan B. It happened, remember, with like Sanchez a few seasons ago, where we're like, no, we're going to get Sanchez, we didn't. We got Balotelli the last week of the season.
Yeah.
Same's kind of happening now. It's like, oh, we're going to get Van Dijk, you know, he wants to come. And I'm just a bit scared now that he's not going to come and then we're going to end up with someone...
Rubbish, like...
Yeah, I know we were going to try and tap up. You know, like, it's like when we got that Kolka. Like, he was like an up-and-coming player. That's when I'm afraid we're going to try and get someone again like that, who just isn't really going to get into the first team, but it's one for the future. So we need to sort out our defence, and we haven't done it. No,
we haven't. I completely get what you're saying. I think with Van Dijk, if he doesn't come, I don't even think it just seems mad that we only seem to have one player for only one target for each position, which could be a good thing, because then you think, right, well, you know, we only want quality. We're not going to go for second best and all that kind of stuff. Because I think Liverpool have failed in past years by getting the second or third choice, and they turn out to be rubbish. Jan Kronkamp comes to mind in that one. Do you know what I mean? Tom, your thoughts? Watford,
obviously I share the negativity as well. Like 3 goals in the first game, and he took 2 goals from corners. And then even the second goal, all of the defensive errors. That was really frustrating. But I'm going to try and put some positives in. I would have felt really sick if we lost.
Yeah.
Would have felt horrible to lose that match. Don't like opening day defeats, but positives that we did come back twice. But one thing that really annoyed me, and loving, but when we were 3-2 up, Van Alden side foots it.
Yeah.
You've got to be getting that on target from that range. I love him, but it's the whole he can't score away from home for whatever reason. But
it is a bit mad, isn't it?
It is mad, because he's a great player, but stuff like that just putting the games to bed. Because when it's 3-2, like I was watching the game, and 3-2, even with like 5 minutes to go, I'm thinking we're getting nervous. And then, I'll be honest, it didn't surprise me when they made it 3-3. That's what I hate. I was like, actually, I almost saw it coming. I hate saying that, but yeah. There are some positives though. We didn't lose. Our attack does look strong, but yeah, not ideal to concede a injury time equaliser on the first day.
It's one of those, though, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's away first game of the season. I mean, we sort of pissed quite a lot in our preview game video. Check it out if you haven't seen it. We made some really confident predictions for that. But we got to you got to take into account an away game, first game of the season. A lot of the time it is like a cup game. Do you know what I mean? The home fans everyone's well up for it. And we were well up for it. To be fair, there was a lot of positives to take from it. Well, going forward, we're absolutely golden. But as you say, John, it hasn't really changed last season. So, John, why do you think we are so shit at defending?
I'm just going to pause that right there. Let me just check something. Yes. Yeah. Okay. But we'll just cut that bit and then just say that question again.
Yeah.
Just a bit. I'll go uncomfortable. Go on.
Back in.
Yeah.
So, John, why do you think we are so shit at defending? Is it personnel or is it systemic?
To be fair, with that game, I'm going to give them some leeway. And I say we did have, besides Lovren and Matip, Moreno hasn't really gelled with the team because he hasn't played for like a season, right? And Trent hasn't really played there either. So it was their first games. I said in the preview game that the left is going to be our weakest point. That what's his name? Acrobat. I can't even say
Amrabat.
Yeah, like a year and a half and I still can't say his name properly. So I thought he was going to give us grief, and a lot of the attacks did come down the left. So obviously their manager knew we were going to have some issues there. I think it's just like in play we're not too bad. It's just there's no sort of like awareness from set pieces. You know, and it's been like that for, I can't even remember how long it's been like that. I'd say as well, it's not completely the back four as well, it's whoever's in that holding midfield position needs to get back as well to defend. And I just don't think Henderson's off-ball game is great. His like awareness isn't like what you need in that type of player. Like centre mid, he's a really good centre mid, but like even last season I always preferred Lucas than him because
you need that anchor player, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
I think it comes from experience as well. Like Gerrard was good in that role because he was so experienced, football so experienced,
and he was
Steven Gerrard as well. That helps. So yeah, I think it's a combination between the back four we haven't really had the consistent back four for a while. Last season kind of did, but even the centre backs were in and out.
Yeah.
So we just need to get like a team to just need that gelling.
Yeah.
I don't think Mignolet as well is like commanding his defense.
No,
you know what I mean? He's not like getting, you know. And that last game really, it was like the old Mignolet, where it's like he's flapping a bit. You know what I mean? He's kind of.
We're saying that for years, though, man. You know what I mean? We have been saying for years. It's kind of like. We want to set. That's alright. There we go.
That's alright.
Sorted.
No problem. So yeah, no, it's the same thing, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And that's why it just seems mad, even having to go a Klopp for it. We're talking about like a systemic way, because we've been doing this for years, man. And the Rodgers, we were the same, you know. Hodgson was rubbish, but like, do you know what I mean? We haven't been good at defending set pieces for as long as I can remember.
Because
really.
even Benitez, it was like zonal marking. Everyone's marking doesn't work.
I mean, it was zonal. You know, Klopp is a champion of zonal marking as well, and it can work. But when your players are just literally stood there and not moving for the ball, then they're going to score. It's quite simple. it's not rocket science. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Moreno started left back. We said that it was going to be the toughest kind of position to choose a player for. Were you surprised? Were you angry? How did you feel about it?
I was nervous at first because it's Moreno. It's like Moreno and Mignolet. You can't help it. You do get a bit nervous because there's so many things in the past, but. I thought to myself, I do trust Klopp. He's got his reasons for it, and in fairness, I actually thought he was pretty useful. I really enjoyed it when he was in the box.
He didn't have a bad game. He didn't have a bad game at all, to be honest. Yeah.
That's the thing. There was nothing where I thought, I was about to wear for fuck's sake, Moreno. Sorry, just being But it was one of those where it's just like, actually, he wasn't doing that. Like when he got the ball, it was exciting. You can see that he helped with the attacking options. A couple of times, I can't remember. He did a really good ball for someone. I'm not sure if it was Salah, but he runs at players. He is exciting to watch, and I was thinking maybe not left back. Move him up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's like. He reminds you a lot of Risa in some ways. He's like he can't really defend, but he's boss of going forward. Because the first goal. He pretty much sets it up.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm giving him a bit too more credit because he passed it back to Mane, but Mane steps over it.
Yeah, he's a part to play in it.
And then Champ, so he's in part of the build up, but he's.
It's one of them. There's always a scapegoat in there. Do you know what I mean? There's always one that everybody points the finger at. I think it's a bit hard. You can't really criticise him too much in this game.
No, that's the thing. In fairness, like you said, he didn't have a bad game.
No, he wasn't. In generally we were all right. In play, it was just set pieces again. It's always the same way. So yeah, it's kind of linked together really. But I won't even. I'll just move on. Because obviously the attack players were very, very, very good. Who impressed you the most, John? Or who's your man of the match, basically?
I'd say Firmino.
Yeah.
He gets an assist, he gets scored a really good penalty as well. With Milner on the pitch, when you're getting a penalty now, I was like, who the hell's going to take this? Because, I thought it would have been Henderson because he's, captain.
Supposed to be,
And he's took them in the past, hasn't he? But
he missed though recently, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So I think Firmino did really well. He probably might have got 2, but I'm really happy with Salah. Because I think that's one thing that we missed from last year and Sturridge is good at this, is where this in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. And
with that, maybe Firmino does get it in, but Salah makes sure it goes in. You know what I mean? he's always chasing the second ball. That's what from the pre-season, from like this game as well. You see him, he's always like waiting for that second ball. He's like Mane in a way.
Yeah.
That's where Mane gets a lot of his goals from.
He was turning up a lot at the back post, far post a lot like late, and it was a really good sign to see. He didn't really have his shooting boots on. He missed quite a lot of chances, but on a good day he scores 4. Do you know what I mean? So it's great for his absolute first game for Liverpool. Really, really good signs. Really, really good signs going forward. Tom?
Man of the match, yeah, I was going to say Salah.
Okay, yeah.
Really impressive. Thought he linked well with the other players. Like you were saying, he's always ready for a rebound. He's always in the box. And yeah, I mean, some people might say his goal's only a tap-in, but if you watch that back, Firmino, like I say, it might be going in, but just the fact he's making sure that's okay, because that's the difference between between scoring and not scoring sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was excellent. I was really impressed with him. I'd definitely give a shout to Mane, not just for the first goal, but just in general.
Good finish though, that goal.
Mate, it was world class, wasn't it? Absolute top draw.
Everything about it though, like the way he linked up with Moreno, and yeah, just it's one of those. I think Redknapp and Carragher were saying on Sky Sports. They were saying as soon as he gets in that position, 99% he's going to score. You're just so confident with him. He would be another shout, but for me, that match would be Salah.
Yeah, I mean the forward three were just incredible, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the saving grace from the game. You know what it reminds you of? It kind of reminds you of like Rodgers's like reign, where it didn't really matter how bad the defence was.
Yeah.
We had the capabilities of scoring more. It was like, you'd score 4, we'll score 5, and it's good to have, but you don't want to get into that.
No, God, no.
You don't want to be like, well, we can get these, because
my heart can't go through that kind of stuff. Like, it's just, yeah. I think the issue is that everybody knows if we showed up our defence and we were good at defending, we're winning the league because we're that good going forward. We're arguably better than anybody going forward now in the Premier League. Arguably, we're the top. Man City, United, probably us at the moment. Spurs are pretty decent as well, obviously.
Do you ever think that that's why we can't defend?
That's what I was saying. Is it's systemic? Yeah. Because, but I don't know, because other teams are really good at going forward and they can defend. I think it's just I don't know if it might have been nerves as well. I think the first half we looked nervous. Do you know what I mean? I think there's all the build up in there for the first game, and playing for Liverpool, regardless what anybody says, playing for Liverpool is much more difficult than playing for Watford. Because there's no expectation, there's no pressure at all. Social media's going mental before the game. Everyone's well up for it. The players have been focused massively on this game. Playing away is difficult as well, because obviously everyone's on a level playing field, aren't they? First game of the season, so the fans have got all that expectation. They're happy, they're going for it. So it was always going to be quite a tricky game, even though we didn't really predict it. But there we go. So disappointing one. But we move on, so a bit connected to that really. A lot of people have been going pretty crazy, as per usual, on the internet.
I've seen it.
Some people even call him for Klopp's head, which makes me so angry. It's unbelievable, really. But are they right for going mental, or is it just too early? Should they chill out?
I noticed it's at the Annie Road and another Facebook group. They posted up and they were saying it's one match, it's away from home. Watford away 2 years ago we lost there 3-0. It's a difficult away fixture. First day, I think to react like that over one game is an overreaction. Of course it's far from ideal. To be honest, if we'd lost I probably would have gone mental. Like if thinking injury time, just after they get it to 3-3, they have another chance. Thankfully the player heads it over. If we'd lost I would have been fuming, but I think it's too much, especially because we've got Hoffenheim, it's Tuesday here, so technically Wednesday morning Tokyo time. We have to prepare for the next game, and I think it was an overreaction. Of course there's things to be angry about, but yeah, I do think it was a bit too much to go mental on. If it's this way 5 to 10 matches in, and it's like actually, we're already losing pace from whoever's top of the league, then I'm going to be really angry. But one match,
we're 2 points off top.
That's the thing.
That's the reality of it.
Do you ever think, like, just playing devil's advocate,
yeah, sure,
that you could argue that last season a big problem was we had so many draws, and drawn all the time. And like if we look back at the end of last season, if we hadn't have got a point against Arsenal, we wouldn't have finished in the. If we hadn't got the 3 points against Arsenal, we wouldn't have finished in the top.
Yeah,
so do you want to? It's one of those you never want to look back and think, oh, we were winning 3-2,
yeah.
and then look back and be like,
Well, that's just football, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we could go on a run of 5 wins now,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
this result is nothing. You know, we could go on a run of 5 losses. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? But it's football, man. Like I say, home games, first game, away game. Sorry, first game of the season. It's a cup game, man. Do you know what I mean? It is, and we didn't lose, man. I'm just really happy. Like you say, Tom, I'm just really happy we didn't lose. Do you know what I mean? But there we go. So yeah, tomorrow morning we play Hoffenheim in the qualifying round for the Champions League. Massive game. So yeah, Tom, what are your thoughts on the game overall? Do you think it is a good test? Is it more than that? You know.
I'll tell you what, for a third round qualifier, because we've been in a few over the years, this is going to be tough.
Yeah.
But actually, I embrace that. I think it's good because when we come up against tough opposition, we normally step up. We step up to the plate, as they say, and yeah, it's potential banana skin. But you know what? I look at it and I think it's a good test, especially this early on, because other teams are already in the group stage. And if you look at Liverpool over the years, when we automatically qualify in the groups, we actually seem to go out in the group or go out in the last 16. Oddly, when we have to qualify, we seem to play a lot better.
Sure, I'd say,
yeah, I think it's a tough one, but actually I embrace it because it's a big match early on. It's going to be a chance for players to step up, and the importance of the game as well. I don't think you could emphasise it enough to them just how important it is financially for the rest of the season. I'm glad we've got the away leg first as well. I think it's a huge game, but I embrace it personally.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, John, obviously, we played 2 German teams in pre-season, battered both of them, to be honest. To be fair, do you think it's a good draw? Do you think it's a bad draw that we got Hoffenheim?
You know, Klopp knows the German league. You know, I know Hoffenheim probably isn't the same Hoffenheim that was there 2 years ago. You know, probably a few wins, a few outs.
Yeah, well, Firmino being one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think he'll know. They already have scouts there anyway, just checking out the camps and stuff. But I think maybe that could have been what happened at Watford. Like the Reds are already in the Hoffenheim game because they're like, they just saw a chance to play against like Real Madrid, Barcelona.
Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? This
is a massive game, and I'm pretty confident, to be honest with you. Even though we drew against Watford, I think it was just one of those games. You know, like going back to the Watford game briefly, is if you look at the goals as well, we weren't outplayed.
No,
by any means, and the goals were not Mignolet's fault, but you know, a lot of them are so close to him. Yeah. Like he hasn't got that much time to react, and you know, like that last one, he's like, it's offside, alright, but his hand comes out just as like instinct. Yeah. It's like a meter away from not even that, and the same for the first one. It comes from the header. Yeah, it comes at him, but he's like, it's too close, if you know what I mean. And maybe he should have come out to grab it, but you know, it's happened now. So
I'll just throw in that one. I think the player is so close to Mignolet and to the goal, he almost headers it and actually hits Mignolet's face, I think, on the way in.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like, you know, unless Hoffenheim start doing that, that's their game plan. But I think I'd rather see Milner. We'll probably talk about teams in the back, but just him short. I want like short, you know, like experienced players.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
And I think that'll give me a bit more confidence, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, obviously the manager knows the team that we're going up against. He's done well against German sides with us so far. Obviously Dortmund was in one last 2 seasons ago. Wow, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, time flies, man. It's going to be tricky. It is going to be hard, but I'm confident, man. We can do them. If we can't do them, we don't deserve to be in the Champions League. Yeah. But a massive thing about it, though, when I was thinking about this might completely decide the Van Dijk situation. If we get in the Champions League, he signs, as far as I'm concerned. If we don't get in the Champions League, we might not get him. Chelsea might get him instead.
Might be Coutinho as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it is absolutely huge, this game. Absolutely massive. It's mad that we've got such a big game coming up this early on, but there we go. So, you confident?
Yeah, I'm confident. don't think we'd hammer them, but I think maybe an away goal, 1-0, 2-1, that sort of result. I am confident though, and I think just because they will be so up for it. You guys made a good point. You were saying Watford, maybe our minds already on Hoffenheim. Like I say, it might be the difference between Van Dijk and Coutinho. I think there's going to be so much motivation. I mean, if you're not motivated enough, if you don't win these games, you don't deserve it. But I have a feeling Klopp will have them so up for this one. I'm confident.
I think they need to relax a bit more, because looking at the Watford game, that's what it could have been. It's like, if I mess up in this game, I'm not going to start the Champions League. I'm not going to play well, and maybe. To be fair, he didn't have a bad game, but Moreno was like, this is like my last chance to lose now. I know Alexander Arnold, he's like, I've got to show up now because this is my chance to break into the first team, possibly. And even with so many players in the midfield, it's kind of like the pressure's on them, probably the most for anyone, I reckon.
Yeah.
So it's, because Lallana and Coutinho are out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we really could have done with them for this game.
Massively.
But, so it's like players are just fighting for their places now, and that could have a big effect on them psychologically. Like, I mess up, I might not play again now. And so, I think that could affect them. I'm confident because it's 2 legs.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I don't quite like about the Champions League, like
You've always got a second chance.
Exactly, yeah. And the thing is, like, if you lose 1-0, it's not the end of the world.
No, not at all.
If you win 1-0, it's massive, but still, it's all to play for.
Yeah.
I'm like, we've shown that. How many times have we shown that?
Massively,
all the teams we've played over the years.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty confident, but
I think one good thing about it is we don't have to travel so far.
Yeah, right.
We're not having to go to some of the there's
like Transylvania and stuff.
Turkey, East Europe, anything like that. So it's not that's good. Because obviously we've done a lot of travelling in the recent month in pre-season. So there we go. So So do you think there'll be any rotation? Or do you think if the same team comes out, or like John says, Milner comes in, Moreno, or it might be a little bit harsh, you could argue, but I mean Trent's probably gonna have to play.
Yeah.
Because Klein is out, right? So.
I think the left back, that's the only one where I see rotation. I think because it's an away match, we will go for Milner. I really like Moreno, but just because of past antics, I think it's safer to put Milner there.
Yeah.
Very experienced, a lot safer with him. Other than that, I'm thinking pretty much the same as the Watford game. I can't think of any other changes. I noticed the odd comment on the Facebook group. I can't remember his name, sorry. But there was a lad on the Facebook group who said Mignolet should be dropped, and I think to put, like, even if Mignolet that's the thing, even if he had a shocker against Watford, which I don't think he did, he did alright. Karius or Ward in this match, I think it'd just be too big for them.
I mean Ward, to be fair, if it was the choice out of the two, I'd probably go with Danny Ward. Because if we had to, I would play Mignolet, but if we were going to change him, it'd be Ward. He played really, obviously he played in the playoff final, scored, saves penalties. He looks decent, to be fair. Like, really, he does look. When he played for Wales in our opening game, and it was really, really good. It was unlucky to be dropped for Hennessy, really, but Hennessy's obviously really, really experienced. We went on to get to the semi-final, so that was pretty good. John, score prediction then.
2-1. I reckon we're gonna go. I'm just pretty confident in our attacking capabilities, more so than our defensive capabilities, obviously. But it depends how they play. European football's a bit different, I suppose, and the Premier League, the ball spends most of the time in the air, and the players are kicking the shit out of each other. You know what I mean? So I don't really know too much about the German league to know how they play. I think we've got enough to score, but I don't think we've got enough to keep a clean sheet.
2-1 though, away from home, first leg.
Exactly, it's massive, isn't it?
That would be huge, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cool, Tom?
I'm going to go 1-0, 3-1.
Yeah.
3-1. I think our attack, as we saw against Watford, they're so strong. And I'm just excited for the whole season to watch those players together. Obviously we get into Coutinho later, but like Salah, Firmino, Mane, that's a joy to watch. And I feel like they're only going to get better together.
Yeah.
They're going to be so up for this one. I think we're going to be lethal in attack. I think we will score 3, but all it would take is Hoffenheim to get a corner.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see them getting a goal, and that's it. They might not even play that well, but our zone marking is that bad, and they'll be very aware of that because they will have watched our Watford game closely.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think we'll have too much for them. I think 3-1.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a cagey game because I think, both teams, obviously it's massive for both sides, I think it might be a 1-1 draw, which again, away from home, first leg is a good result. But we just need to be patient. We need to be patient. It's Champions League, it's completely different way of playing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens really. So there we go. So yeah, you touched on Coutinho. It's still kind of ongoing big thing. Obviously, handed in the transfer request now. John, time to let him go, or?
Yeah, definitely for the amount of money that's been thrown around.
Yeah.
I think to be honest with you, anything over 100 million, I think you can buy 2 decent players for that amount of money.
Yeah.
Maybe with that money spent, because I think FSG are at that point, they are that type of owners who you've got to make your money through your players. They're not going to invest. I mean, people say that they've invested quite a lot, but overall they haven't really.
No, the net spend has always been quite small.
Yeah, I mean they've got themselves a lot of crap. They have invested in parts of the stadium, made it bigger.
Yeah.
But in terms of if we really do want Van Dijk, I think we've just got to sell him now. And I think that's what it is. I think that's what people are waiting for. Also, if he wants to go, you can't. There's no point working with people who don't want to be there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because you can't really trust them in the end.
Yeah, fair enough. Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah, so I mean, I think if someone wants to go, then let them go, because ultimately, you got what Anfield has 54,000 now. We're gonna have all those fans paying all that money, watching someone who is living their dream, playing for the club, and doesn't even want to be there. And plus, we've supported him. We've supported him, since he was at Inter Milan, coming to us. There were times when it was like, this guy, he's got some talent, but is he cut out for the Premier League? I'm really happy for some of the memories, but I feel like the way he's handed in the transfer request, possibly it's been pushed by the agent, but the way this has been done, it's got a little bit messy now. It's almost going to be poisonous. I feel like, cash in. Good luck to him. He helped us get top 4 last season. But I do think if someone wants to go that badly, and Barca, I heard possibly 137 million. They're reinvesting Neymar's sale pretty quickly. But
Crazy.
That kind of money.
Absolutely crazy.
That kind of money for a player who doesn't want to be in the ranks. We do have a very strong attack anyway. Let him go, because he's not going to be there for the future. So even if we keep him one more season, it's like this guy isn't looking at Liverpool long term. So
just get rid of him. Absolutely get rid of him. I'm actually quite angry about the whole situation, to be honest. Because like you say, Steve Gerrard said it the other day. We made him. Absolutely made him. And I'm sick of these players, man. They don't care. They don't give a shit. To be honest, we saw it with Torres. We saw it with Suarez. We've seen it with so many players over the years. And the problem is Liverpool need to get to a position where we can keep these players, and Barcelona isn't so much of a massive step forward. We need to get to that point, but we need to keep the players to get to that point. But like I say, if the player wants to go, let him go, man. I'm fed up with it. There's no point in keeping him. And Southampton need to think the same way about Van Dijk. Do you know what I mean? There's no point keeping these players at all. Just let them go. We get lots of money, like you say. We can probably get 2 decent, really, really decent players, 50 mil at least each player. That's top players you can get in there. So
even if you invested a little bit more money on top of that, let's say they'll probably keep it for profits. Let's say if it was 130 odd million, let's say they keep some of it for profits. So you've got 90 million to spend. And then even if we sell a few more players.
Oxlade-Chamberlain, you can go in for him or anybody. There's a lot of players out there, man. There are, especially in that attacking midfield. position that everyone wants to play number 10 nowadays, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
To be honest with you, I'd rather see us buy a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we've got enough in the centre of the park to be okay going forwards. It's just going back now. I think that's what we need to focus on. I'd like to see us reinvest that money. To be honest, I wouldn't even like to see a like-for-like swap. I'd just like to see us defensive midfield. As Barcelona, it's the others Busquets and 100 million.
It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout.
It's not. I don't think it'd ever happen. But I think that's what we sorely need. And if we were going to be in this situation, you'd want to. That's what you'd want to. For me personally, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll throw in back to Coutinho, that kind of how you leave a club. I think it's important. I mean, see, one of the worst things that Paul Ince, when he left West Ham to go to Man U, I think he was wearing a Man United shirt when he was still a West Ham player, and of course he was never forgiven for that. Then of course he came to us, but
he was definitely never forgiven for that.
I loved his equaliser against the Manx, but I mean, back to the point. If you can leave with class, if you can show respect to say, you know what, I was here, I'm moving on now, but thanks, like I want to leave on good terms. Because someone like Torres, Owen, they came back, they got booed. But like Suarez, I think when he played at Wembley against us last year, he got a good reception. Coutinho, if he'd done this in a better way, I don't think he would have the backlash that he's now getting on social media. Because now it's to the point where we might even boo him. Like if we get Champions League and he stays, some fans might boo him and just be like, oh, you don't want to play for us.
It's more as well, like, I think it's to do with timing. Like when Suarez went, that was like the beginning of the season, basically. Beginning of like the transfer.
It was done, it was already done.
Yeah,
I think it was done.
Because it was just after the World Cup, wasn't it? Yeah. So he'd already got it. Torres was last day?
Yeah.
And Coutinho, this is like, 3 more weeks left to replace him?
Yeah.
It's like, and I can understand, like, Barcelona probably wouldn't have come in for him earlier on in the season because Neymar wasn't going originally. So I can understand that, but it's like, it's kind of just the way they leave. And I can understand that maybe he wants to go for trophies and whatnot, but like we were saying, previously, like the landscape has changed so much now, so you're not guaranteed to win. Is he going to get ahead of Deulofeu?
Deulofeu, probably, but the thing is,
of course he is.
You're not going to Barcelona nowadays isn't a guarantee trophy winner. You know what I mean? Real Madrid are much stronger than them now. Atletico's in there as well, of course, in the league. Then you've got in the Champions League, you've got PSG, you've got Man United, you've got Chelsea, you've got ourselves, you've got Bayern Munich. There's many Juventus. So many really, really strong teams in the Champions League, so that's not a given at all.
I think if you want to go to Barcelona as well, you have to already be world class to get into the team.
Yeah, you have to be.
I think personally, for them, Hazard would probably be a better player.
Much better, yeah.
I'm not to take anything away from Coutinho. I'm not being bitter or anything. I love him myself. He's one of my favourite players. But we've seen players like Fabregas, Son, Kleb. Who's that? This one from Atletico Madrid. Turan?
Yeah.
He's gone. We've seen so many players go to Barcelona who were like almost world class, and they were getting there, and then they don't really, because the competition's so high. They might not be getting. I mean, if you want, being a bench warmer in Barcelona is not a bad thing, but at the same time, that's why like Sanchez have had to go. Like Sanchez would be in the door. Like they probably should go for him again.
Yeah.
Would he go back?
And the thing is, as well, obviously the World Cup's coming up as well. You've got to take that into account, and so it is what it is. But if he wants to go, just getting rid of him, and it's sad. It's very, very sad because he has been my favourite player for the last few seasons. But it's just the way it is, and everyone goes on about, they love the club, they love the city, bollocks. Like, do you know what I mean? Suarez didn't, Torres did. I mean, Suarez probably did to an extent. They probably respect the club, but they got no attacks. They got no attachment to it. They come from South America, they've played in other leagues in Europe, do you know what I mean? But there's every reason why he should have just as much of attachment to Inter than he does to Liverpool. But we make, the only thing is there's the loyalty thing, right? We make the player, then they just, as soon as they're there, they just want to go. But like I say, we need to get ourselves into a position where those other clubs aren't a step up.
I think it comes with wages as well.
Yeah.
Because the likes of City are a good example with Sterling.
Yeah.
If he didn't go for the money, what did he go for? That one, Carling Cup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you've got to. That money's a big thing in it as well.
It's massive. Like you say, you touched on it before, Tom. The agents push it. Like that's usually the case as well with a lot of players. I might be getting a bit too harsh on Coutinho, but the agent's going to be, massive part to play in it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, again, he's a man, but Paul Scholes never had an agent.
Yeah.
And right, I know he's a rival, but the fact he never had an agent, you never heard these rumours floating about. A lot of clubs wanted him, but that's the problem once you have an agent.
Yeah.
Imagine the commission they're taking on these deals.
Yeah.
I think even when it's gone back, like when we signed Harry Kewell, we got him for 5 million. I think his agent got about 2 million of that.
Yeah.
Leeds United only got 3 million. That's the thing for an agent to make a sale to actually get the transfers in. That's actually beneficial to them because
of course.
even if he stays, then we've
business.
we've got to offer him more money if he stays, or if he goes, they're making a big cut. So it's like. Yeah, the agents, for me, that's another huge problem.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, it's like that's, what's his name, that Italian fella? Is he Italian? That, like, super agent, basically. He's like Ibrahimovic's, Pogba's, Lukaku's. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of money he rakes in, and you look at those players, they only last about 3 years in the club. Especially Ibrahimovic, he's played for everyone pretty much, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, because he can, I suppose. But.
Yeah, it's stressful, man. No one likes to see it, but it's just the way the game is nowadays, isn't it? Really, you got the likes of Steven Gerrard, Alan Shearer, all these players. They're they're a dead breed now, to be honest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think as well. It's like we've talked about before. So if Gerrard, Terry and stuff, they were playing for like Tranmere or Rushden and Diamonds or something like that, then no matter how much they loved that lower league club, they'd still go. For the glory and whatnot. But I mean, you can't say that because it's like, it's hypothetical, isn't it? You don't know. Maybe fucking Gerrard would stay at Rushden Diamonds and the John Payne Trophy, back-to-back John Payne. So it's like you can't blame them too much, but at the same time, that loyalty. That those romanticised players of old. I think that's a dying breed now.
Yeah, the great managers, mate. They know when to get rid of their players as well. Fergie did it. Shankly always used to say the same thing. So we just got to let him go. Unfortunately, as long as we invest well with the money we get from him, thanks for the memories, Phil. But unfortunately, time to go. Okay, so we'll move on. This weekend. Play Crystal Palace at home. First game back at Anfield this season. Pretty embarrassing start to the season for Crystal Palace. Frank de Boer's first competitive game, and he lost 3-0 to new Premier League minnows Huddersfield Town. So absolutely terrible start.
But not the worst.
Well, that's
Next one, Burnley.
That's true. Actually, that was a bit more embarrassing, but Burnley made me a lot happier about our result. Thank you very much for that. John, what are your thoughts on the game?
It could have just been like that first game hiccup for a lot of teams. It's like it's like
it happens, man.
You can't look too much into the first games. For example, we've just made fun of. I've just made fun of Chelsea for losing 3-0. But that's probably
3-2.
Yeah, sorry, 3-2. But that's probably not going to happen again this season.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So I think Crystal Palace are a really good. Well, they've got some really good players, And I think if the board can get them in a good system, I think I said it in a predictions video. They'll be a good side this season. However, I think it's just starting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They haven't clicked yet.
No.
So I think it's a good time to play them.
Yeah, they're in a massive transitional period now, aren't they?
Exactly.
Like massive. Like to go from like Sam Allardyce, to Frank de Boer, that's a big change. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but we should be really, really confident with this one, right?
I'm confident. I mean, because they're in transition, that really goes in our favour. I mean, you look at this fixture in previous seasons, actually favours the away team madly.
Yeah.
They seem to keep on getting results at Anfield, but normally at Selhurst Park we have no problem putting 3 or 4 past them. But because they're in transition, and also I think after the Hoffenheim game, obviously depending on the result, but that's more time for our players to gel.
Yeah, that's true.
They're still getting together.
Yeah.
they've got the whole week to think about what happened against Huddersfield, which was a massive shock for them. Relegation favourites come to your stadium, go and chance you 3-0. I mean, they're going to be devastated with that. They'll probably want a reaction, but I think we're getting them at the right time.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we've got every reason to be confident, to be honest, because like we've said, going forward we're absolutely amazing, but as long as we can keep it strong at the back, I think we'll be absolutely fine, to be honest. So basically, do you think, it obviously a lot depends on what happens in the Champions League game, but is there any just stick with the same team again, Milner at left back, or was it Andy Robertson? Is it time for him to come in?
Probably not. To be honest, I think he's probably third choice now anyway.
Really, yeah.
I think until he learns the system, he'll be third choice. I think
he's the youngest out of him and Moreno. Well, they're about the same age, are they? Probably around about the same age.
The thing is, though, it's one of those games that you'd want Moreno to play, but you'd want him to play well because, on their wings they've got Townsend and Zaha, haven't they? So they're rapid and they're quite skillful. Yeah. So Moreno's he can probably match them for speed, but can he match either one of them for skill? He can't really read. He's just bad at defending. That's the problem. So you'd rather have someone like Milner who's maybe can't beat them for speed, but can anticipate what they're going to do. Yeah,
Milner there all day for me. To be honest, in any game, I prefer James Milner to Moreno. Like I said, I think Moreno again might have just been in the shop window a little bit more, to be honest. So there we go.
Especially because it was rumoured Watford wanted to pay 15 million for him.
That's the thing, isn't it? And he played well. He did play well against them, but
that's a good shot.
Yeah. There we go. So yeah,
I'd stick with Milner as well.
Yeah.
I do, just for obvious reasons. Like say, if the other side doesn't have many attacking options, and we need to put them to Zord, then of course put Moreno in. But Palace can do us damage, as we've seen last season. So definitely Milner. Sorry.
They're a good team. They got a lot of pace, as John says. They got obviously Benteke up front as well. There are a lot of teams to be worried about, right?
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of players to be worried about, I should say. They could hurt us. They could. We have to be very, very careful. But I think we shouldn't have too much for them. So there we go. Not a lot to talk about when it comes to Premier League games at the moment. It's way too early.
Yeah, not much has happened. The one thing you could say as well that could be our Achilles heel for this game is if they just start playing long balls to Benteke.
Yeah.
It's just that's what kind of freaked me out last season when we played them.
Yeah.
And
would find the ball when if he's trying to transition him now, though, it's probably best for him to stick to his style. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because got to remember, we were playing an Allardyce team last season.
True.
And it is a very different thing. Very, very different thing. So I think it'll work. Playing at home is massive as well. The crowd's going to be up for it, especially if we get a result against Hoffenheim. We'll be up for it. We'll be going for it anyway. So, I think we'll do them. So Tom, score prediction.
I'm going to be sensible. I'm going to say 2-0.
Okay.
I think because they might tighten up a bit after what happened against Huddersfield. Plus, they come into Anfield. They know we're going to be at them. I think they'll be tricky to break down, but I think we'll just have too much.
Yeah.
I think I'm going for a clean sheet. I'm not sure why. I just think after the Huddersfield game, they're going to probably. I think they're just going to be lacking confidence coming to us.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Cool. Tom.
I'm going to say 2-1 again, actually, for this game. It's just. Yeah, I think they're going to play very defensive, and they're either going to get something from a corner or a set piece.
Yeah.
And I think that's how they're going to get to us. The one thing that worries me a lot is you've got what's his name? Who's our right back? Trent Alexander-Arnold and Moreno. If that's the start lineup, then we've got them against Zaha and Townsend. They're very both experienced attackers, and I feel that's what kind of let us down a little bit. The Watford game,
it's going to be a tough game for Trent, isn't it?
There's a bit where I think Trent misses his man in a Watford game, and Lovren falls on his arse because he can't keep up with him.
Yeah.
And I think Mignolet saves it, but it's one of them where it's it's Watford. They're not.
It's one of those though. We've got ourselves in a position. We have to be patient with these young lads. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. I'm not getting on his back.
No. I just think Trent I really like him. Again, you saw him at Old Trafford last season. Do you know what I mean? But Old Trafford or Anfield?
Yeah, it was Old Trafford.
Old Trafford.
Yeah. And he kept them pretty quiet.
They kept Ibrahimovic pretty
Yeah. I think he's definitely got the talent to do it. But it's going to be a good test for him, definitely. They've got a lot of pace. So my score prediction, I'm going to go with 3-1. We're going to score a lot of goals this season. I'm still not convinced we can keep a clean sheet, to be honest, for obvious reasons. But I think we've got too much for him. I can see Benteke scoring. Good thing is, good and bad really, but the good thing is we have played him already in pre-season. We did beat him 2-0 as well. And I just want to make a point, I hate this now, because it never used to be the case, playing Premier League teams in pre-season. What's that about, like? Do you know what I mean? It just drives me crazy. I don't know why, it just shouldn't be that. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't play teams that you could eventually play in the, maybe European size is okay, but I just think it's a bit mental, to be honest, but there we are. So let us know. There's a lot of things we can talk about in the comment section today, so let us know what did you think about the Watford game, what do you think about Hoffenheim as well, and yeah, Coutinho, let us know. Should we get rid of him? Are we being a bit too harsh on him? Let us know in the comment section. Lots of things to talk about. Crystal Palace as well. And once again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the bell so you get notifications when we upload videos. We're going to be uploading videos a hell of a lot more now as well. So check us out. Look in the description or check the information scrolling up and down about how to get involved in the social media on Facebook and Twitter and that. We're very, very, very active on there, so it would be good to chat to you.
Also, as well, actually, if you want, it's an easy way to subscribe. There should be a little icon, Tokyo Red's icon.
Yeah.
Click that now, and that's a much easier way to subscribe.
That's a good shout, John. Click on the icon.
We've got videos as well. So,
check out all the new videos and all that kind of stuff.
In the ether.
Yeah. So get on it, and we will see you next week. Up the Reds.